Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. We're going to cut straight to the chase in this video, and I'm going to be telling you one reason, one of many reasons why I believe cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and other real valuable cryptocurrencies out there could make you a hell of a lot of money. We're going to be looking at this. This got me thinking yesterday. I showed this in yesterday's video. This is Raoul Pal essentially talking about what you are investing, and he brought this out in a time when the markets were crashing. I'm going to be proving this point to you. I'm going to be comparing cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum to stocks that were a part of the internet, show you their growth and show you that there is a real correlation going on here. And one way I like to think of investing in the cryptocurrency space is you are now having a real opportunity to invest in the future. The short-term volatility in these emerging markets is going to be for some unbearable, but if you just hang in there, guys, I am personally doing it, and cryptocurrencies have changed my life, and I believe they can change some of your lives out there. If you hang in there, guys, you will reap the rewards. We're then going to be listening to a clip, and this was from Bankless, and this was a guy called Jim Bianco, who essentially is talking about the current sort of banking system and financial systems that we have in place, and why cryptocurrencies are so important. So we're going to cover the meat of this video first, and then we're going to play that clip towards the end, and then of course take a look at the overall crypto market. So if that sounds good, guys, strap yourself in, like the video, comment letting me know you are here and how your day has been, and we will get straight into this. So while we are all enjoying the volatility, actually I'm pretty impressed how people are taking it as par for the course and aren't overly freaked out. Here is what we are actually investing in: the fastest rate of adoption of any technology in history. Volatility is noise. Here, the Y is the total global internet users, and the orange is the total crypto users. So you have the internet as a technology, and you have blockchain as a technology. And blockchain as a technology, due to the kind of parameters of the world that we live in, things are far more accessible because of the things like the internet, the infrastructure that's now built. Blockchain technology is seeing a far, far greater adoption rate than the internet, essentially. Now, why is the internet, and for those of you who've been following me for a long time, guys, and you should all follow me because this is a genuine YouTube channel, we're trying to be as honest as we possibly can with you guys, without too much sort of hopium and FOMO involved. So this is Bitcoin, guys. We used to show you this chart a lot, and we used to compare this to Amazon. Now, this is Amazon back in the dot-com boom, guys, and this is Bitcoin. There is a direct correlation here. Also, we have Cardano here for you. This is Cardano back in 2017. Cardano only really came out in 2017, or certainly hit the markets. It was being worked on well before that. So it had a bit of a baptism of fire into the markets. This is Microsoft right here in the dot-com boom. This is the dot-com boom there, and then you can see what happens. This is Ethereum, guys, and this is Apple. They all went through this boom and bust sort of phase when they first sort of hit the markets. There are a number of others, and the reason that I've chose Bitcoin, ADA, and Ethereum is you need to choose cryptocurrencies with real worth, that have real amazing teams behind them, that are really trying to solve use cases and trying to actually be those financial infrastructures for the future. The same way that if you were back in the dot-com boom, you'd have been speculating and look at stocks that you thought had real value. Now, we know there are a number of stocks that didn't, like Netscape and stuff like that didn't really have value and didn't really go on to do what these did. But essentially, guys, we are very early in the crypto space, and it is going to move a lot faster than these dot-com stocks did. Now, let's take a look. Let's do the first example, which is Bitcoin and Amazon. And these look, you can see this time period here where all of these stocks essentially went through a dot-com boom. And this is really what we're looking for, guys. This sort of structure. This also follows something called the Wall Street cheat sheet for those guys who are familiar with that. It's too correlated to ignore. And like I say, this tweet here from Raoul Pal essentially really sums it up very, very nicely, because this is what is going on here, guys. This clip, by the way, it's worth staying around to the end to watch this clip, because this is a very, very telling clip that I think everybody should understand, because this guy obviously knows his history and he's talking about the financial system that we currently have in place. So let's use the first example, which is Bitcoin and Amazon. Amazon then, guys, went on to do what we know it as today, guys. One of the highest valued stocks in the world. You can see that on its journey, you had regular volatile moves to the downside. That move right there, guys, and you might not be able to see that because my big head perhaps could be in the way, was a 67% move. People would have been saying the same thing that they were saying a couple of days ago in regards to Bitcoin and the rest of the market and not really wanting to touch it. You then, the whole way through, have more volatile moves to come, guys. This is how emerging markets work. I'm showing you this for a number of reasons because, you know, if there is real value behind something, like I believe there is with these three cryptocurrencies mentioned, and there are many other altcoins out there that I believe have real value, like something like Chainlink, I love the DeFi space that is so small right now and has a long way to go. If there is real value, they will perform exceptionally well. And you can see once, you know, Bitcoin's on the same kind of trajectory, guys, as something like Amazon. We've already spotted the correlations between, you know, the internet being a technology, blockchain being a technology, and companies and products being formed out of them that then become on to be very successful. This is Cardano, and we'll compare Cardano, I think, to the Amazon chart. We're still on the draw tool there, guys. Sorry about that. You know, you can see what essentially comes for Amazon after. And volatility, all these big swings, which if it is something like this happened in the stock markets today, guys, you would be, you know, beside yourself, guys. You wouldn't know what to do. After this mammoth of a sell-off here, you then have continued sell-offs. Now, what you will notice, for those of you who are paying attention to what I'm saying right now, is the time periods are longer, but we already know that cryptos are going to move in a faster beta. We know that straight off the bat. The world is more accessible nowadays. So you can see what Microsoft did. And then we'll finally look at Apple and compare that one to Ethereum, because this is Ethereum right here, guys. Sorry about the ads keep popping up. I'm not on my actual trading view because I'm using a different computer. So this is Ethereum, and this is Apple. You can see this is the .com boom. Still on the draw tool here again. And then you can see what comes after, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are seeing the correlations here. The reason that I'm showing you this and the reason this channel exists essentially is to try and help you guys not to miss out on this, because I actually, you know, I'm for the people. I'm for you guys. I'm for the little man. I don't want just the big hedge funds, the big corporates, the big, you know, totalitarian golden boys to essentially, you know, benefit from this. So I hope what I'm saying to you guys is very, very clear. You know, all these stocks that were involved in the .com went on to do real amazing things and are now some of the biggest stocks and companies that we have around in the world today. I think that cryptocurrencies are following the exact same trajectory. We certainly know that there is correlations between the growth, and we know that they're both technologies, and you can really look at something like crypto as the internet of value. You know, it's the next kind of progression to the internet. Now, we know the market is now recovering. You guys, I gave you guys all a big pat on the back yesterday and said, well done for buying the dip yesterday, because it's you guys that are going to be reaping the rewards of that in the future. The short term, you know, kind of the short-term negativity that comes to you is exactly that. It's short-term. It's always about the person who has the last laugh. Ignore the people that are out there saying that, you know, Bitcoin's going to go to zero, etc., etc. Now, the biggest threat to Bitcoin is exactly what we're about to watch in regards to this clip, and that is the already existing financial legacy systems that haven't innovated or changed since their conception are going to push back. That is naturally going to happen, guys, because it's kind of like if you were winning a race, you would try and do whatever you could to stay in first place, if that makes sense. And you know, so yeah, I'm getting a bit off topic here, guys. So the market is somewhat recovering. I think that ultimately Bitcoin has bottomed. You know, we said that. I'm just going to quickly cover this on a short-term time frame. I think Bitcoin has bottomed. I think that we said Bitcoin probably wasn't going to go much lower than here, and if it was going to be marginal. We looked at the RSI and a number of things to determine that, the Fibonacci levels and what's holding. Ultimately, I think this is the bottom, guys, and you are going to start to recover from here. Now, I could be wrong and we could go lower, but ultimately, if we do, remember what I said at the start of this video, guys. Go and look at the .com stocks, the fact they had real value and were a part of a new technology and emerging market, and look at your cryptocurrencies. There is too much similarities to kind of ignore. So what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to watch this short clip. This is from the Bankless podcast. I listen to the Bankless podcast pretty much every single one that they do. I think these guys are very, they've been in the crypto space for a long time. They talk about Ethereum. They're very Ethereum based. They love Ethereum. They love the DeFi that's coming out of Ethereum. But, you know, I think over time when certain projects prove themselves, they will give them a little bit more limelight. So let's listen to what this guy has to say. It's very, very interesting and is one of many reasons why you should be a part of the crypto space.
In 1871, Western Union invented the wire transfer. In 1871. And if you wanted to...
So I paused the sound there like an idiot. He said in 1871, Western Union created the wire transfer.
Send $300 to somebody, say, in San Francisco. it would cost you 3%. And back in 1871, they had to put $300 damn in a pouch on a horse, and somebody had to ride it to San Francisco. It cost you 3% to send money in 1871. In 2021, to do a bank, it took 2 to 4 days. In 2021, to do a bank transfer, a wire transfer, not a bank transfer, it costs 3% and takes 2 days. Not one damn thing has changed in 150 years when it comes to the banking system.
Now, they are, of course, all scrambling, coming together with their CBDCs, etc., etc. But that just really goes to show, guys, that it's taken a competitor to come in to really make the original traditional market that I believe is so corrupt. And one of the reasons we have so much poverty in the world, somebody I think called me a socialist on the prior video that I made. I'm absolutely not. You know, I don't really fall into any kind of political category. What I do fall into is the fairness and equality category. And I believe that blockchains offer a real opportunity to humanity to provide those basic things that you know we'd all probably like each other to have and certainly like to enjoy ourselves.
Nothing has changed. When you look at remittances across the world, there are over 1 billion migrant workers right now around the world. They are working in some of the worst conditions ever, either out in the sun or in terrible mines or in awful factory conditions, to make some money to send back to their families. The average remittance is about 10 to 15%.
Robbery, guys, absolute robbery. So for somebody who works their absolute backside off, probably getting very little pay, and they end up paying 10 to 15% in remittances, which goes directly to the banks. This is criminal, ladies and gentlemen, and this 9 times out of 10 affects the poorest. In fact, 9.8 times out of 10 affects the poorest part of society. And, you know, it's not those people that should be paying these rates. Meanwhile, anyway, you get the gist.
They work 1 month a year to basically pay the bank. And it's $500 billion of remittances a year that they're paying the banks for to just send their money back to their family. We could give them a month of their life back, or we could give their families 13 months of pay for 12 months of work by disrupting these terrible payment rail systems that we have right now. They are broken, they are highly regressive, they create inequality, and they create a lot of problems. That's why you have 1.7 billion people unbanked around the world, and you have tens of millions.
We'll leave it there, guys. Go and watch the Bankless podcast. I'll go and put this podcast, the link to it, in my description of this. The bank, they're very informed guys, and they've obviously been doing this a long time. That's exactly why I'm in the crypto space, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys that I got in around about 2017 and essentially got in at the wrong time and had that baptism of fire that everything sold off, and it left me looking around for reasons to stay in the crypto space. And he essentially summed up one of the main reasons that I'm here today, and that is because I believe that, you know, cryptocurrencies offer all of us such an amazing opportunity. And people think, well, I'm not in that situation where I have to send via Western Union a remittance, but that is just one, and let me emphasize this right now, that is one reason, was what he was talking about. Look at supply chains, look at the fact that we could completely eradicate counterfeit medicines, just so much stuff, guys, going on here. You know, we could actually offer people, like he said, 1.7 billion people in the world are unbanked. Blockchain technology can eradicate that, and actually eradicate that in a way that would make them inclusive to the global system. What you have going on right now, guys, is a lot bigger than I think people realize. I think people are very, very much just solely focused on the money. I'm here for the money. I certainly got into this space for the money, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did also do that, also got into the crypto space for the money. But the reason that blockchain technology and understanding this is really going to help you in your on your journey as an investor, understanding what the underlying reason that these things are going to accrue value is absolutely crucial. And that is hopefully what this video has partly shown you. We're going to be bringing out consistent videos like this where we're going to cover more and more topics, such as reasons why cryptocurrencies are so revolutionary, because there's a lot of people out there that are invested in this technology and they don't even understand how it works. This channel is going to try and educate you. We've been very focused on making Cardano videos and Bitcoin videos recently. We're going to cover the whole spectrum of crypto. We also said we were going to start covering DeFi projects, etc., etc. The reason being is we think, like I say, like this video has hopefully shown you that there is a real value proposition here, and understanding it is going to be key to not only your but your family's futures. Now remember, I am not a financial advisor, and nothing that I say or do on this video is financial advice. This is all just my own opinion, and let me stress this point to each and every one of you. I could absolutely be wrong, and you shouldn't invest more into something as volatile as this, that has the real threats that Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market has, such as what we're seeing in China right now with them shutting down the miners. Do not invest more than you are willing to lose, because I've essentially watched my HODL portfolio whittle down. It's up now a little bit more than 50%, but at some point down 50%. That is a lot of money. I can stomach that because I've been here for a long time. A lot of people can't, and if you can't handle the heat, guys, don't get into the kitchen. I hate to sound cliche, but what I'm telling you is, there is an opportunity to put a small amount of money on and make a lot potentially in this market, or to dollar cost average in a small amount of money that you can afford to do if you didn't buy that designer t-shirt that doesn't look very good anyway, just says, whatever, and just so that you can look like everybody else, etc., etc. And that is all I have for you in this video, guys. I hope you have found this entertaining. I've certainly enjoyed talking about it, as I love talking about the crypto space and what it's bringing to the world. Hopefully Bitcoin has bottomed here. There is the possibility that we could go lower, but I am looking at this as a bottom and believe we're going to recover from it, and we're going to get on with this bull run in accordance with the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory that we've also spoken about on this channel. I'm going to love and leave you guys. Hopefully you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next video. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I will see you on the next YouTube video, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a fantastic Thursday.